Hello and welcome to Watch Building and Modding. I am your host, Beardo McFatman, and today we're going to be modifying a 1960s Timex mechanical that had a broken movement. Watch check REC Cooper 3 with watch beads. Here are the tools we'll be using, and here is the watch we'll be modifying. Now the case is very dirty and very scuffed, and the crystal's in bad shape too. It's got a snapback. You see that's the original Timex snapback. Also, I wear too many rings. And there's the original Timex face. Now first things first, I'm going to use Cape Cod cloth to clean this out. Cape Cod cloth is basically magical. It will clean scuffs from stainless steel. It'll polish gold, silver, precious metals, brass. It is absolutely amazing. But it's super oily. So what you want to do is you want to rub your case really good. Just rub it in there and then take a jeweler's cloth afterwards and kind of finish the job. Now look at the scratches on that acrylic crystal. That is a mess. With acrylic you can use polywash. Miraculous but also poisonous. And what you do is you just put it on the deepest scratches, or if the whole crystal scratched, you put it everywhere. Just smear it all over there. And you just rub the bejesus out of it. Give it a good rub. Using a jeweler's cloth, you rub it for about 20 minutes with some decent pressure. Now look at that. Boom. Gone. It's gone. The scratches are gone. It's gorgeous. Saves you a little money there. You don't have to buy a new crystal. That's a Dremel 3000, and I'm going to use that to strip the paint. Protect your eyeballs. There we go. Now you shouldn't do this with one hand, but I'm holding the camera with my other hand like an idiot. Look at that paint go right off of there. Give me a smooth dial. Now unmarked dial is referred to as a sterile dial, so I'm creating a sterile dial here. Look at that. That is a sterile dial. Sterilized. Now I'm going to paint it. You want to shake your paint. I mean really shake it. Shake it good. Give it a whole minute and then fire off about a 12-inch shot. I missed that first one. And you're going to want to put in a good 2-3 coats. Keep your distance and use short sprays to prevent dripping. Let it dry before you do the next ones. Now check that out, right? You got a nice smooth coat, no drips. Now this is a Miyota 2035. It's a reliable quartz movement that's actually pretty cheap. I put some glue strips on there and attached it to the face. You want to keep the stem hole in the 3 o'clock position, and then make sure that the hands hole is centered. Now we got the hour's hand. I'm going to use some plastic tweezers to set it in place, and then use a tool called a hands press. But actually for this, I just need the tip. And I'm going to press those hands in. Boom, there we go. Now there's a little hole in the plastic piece that actually you want to center the movement the dial spoke on. See, there's a little tiny hole there. And there's the minutes hand, same process. Lay it down, press it in place. And finally the seconds hand, same deal. It could be a little tricky. Now here's the stem. Remember that hole, that's where the stem goes. And at this point in time, you want to get the movement to 12 o'clock. Make sure the hands are appropriately aligned. All right? And once you see that it's working, you're going to want to press a little lever next to the hole, and that's the stem release. Get the stem back out again. There we go. And now's the time to set the stem into, or not the stem, set the movement and face into the case. So you want to get that nice and center and do your best to line the hole for the stem with the hole that's provided in the case. And sometimes you're going to have to adjust the movement a little bit. I recommend using plastic tweezers just because they don't scuff or damage things. And also you'll notice the crown I'm using for this. That's a lady's La Couture crown from the 1930s. It's actually a sapphire crown. So there we go. Beautiful watch. Now there's a spacer, and you want to keep the spacer in there so things don't jiggle around when you actually close the case. I took that spacer from a giant bag of spacers. Now I'm going to use these needle nose pliers to adjust the crown. The stem is too long, so I'm going to pinch the stem, and I'm going to take off the crown, just unscrew it counterclockwise till it comes off. And all the extra bit of stem that's coming out of the hole in the case, I'm going to clip it with these clippers right here and make sure that it's all the way in the one position, and then just cut the excess stem. Just get rid of it. Don't need it. And then I'm going to re-screw the crown. I'm going to get it lined up, and then I'm going to have to use the pliers again to hold the stem in place so it doesn't rotate while I'm trying to screw in the crown. There we go. Just screw it on clockwise, nice and tight, get a good fit. Get that spacer back on there. And you have a snap back, so all you have to do is press it in until it snaps on. There you go. That's my bag of spacers. There they are. And as I mentioned, it's a Lady La Couture crown, sapphire crown from the 1930s. And at this point in time, basically we have a finished unit. So all we have to do, get the spring bars, and I'm just using a regular black leather band. It's 18 millimeter spring bars and an 18 millimeter band. And you can use, there's really good tools for this, but I'm just going to use my hands here. There we go, got that on. And we're done. That's it. Here's the band tool I was mentioning. That's good for getting bands on, but I didn't need it in this case. And there it is. Finished off with some beads. Look at those beads. All right, well, thank you. Have a good night, everyone. Subscribe.